Around a month ago, I asked for a sit down specifically with the Hexagon team. And my intention was is to get a reduced running cost, get the proposal itself split down into what should be three proposals, one for the wallet infrastructure, one for the endpoint infrastructure, and then one for the staff. We shouldn't be paying for all three comprised down into one proposal. When I suggested this, I was met with the public reaction that you've all heard on the channel. If you haven't heard it, go and have a listen to it. It's in my shorts. Simply the response that either go find a cheaper alternative or the community must get jobs to cover that bill. And it's down to us. So on receiving that, I did just that. Well, I went out and I sourced cheaper infrastructure that's readily available, already built and running, and at a reduced cost, if not free. Now, something that has been for a lot of people the only sort of point they've got to go off is the information accurate? Am I telling the truth? And it's funny that that is realistically all there was to this. And ultimately, a lot of people were saying, it's a trap. Allnodes don't provide it for free. They're not going to continue providing it for free if they're not paid. They just want a payment and all of this kind of stuff. And for me, it was laughable at best, because ultimately what I've done here is provide the LUNC community with really two choices, not three, two. And this is my own personal opinion here. The LUNC community is smart enough and they've been in this long enough to understand when there is a cheaper option on the table. If you're looking for car insurance and you're presented with a £90 option or a £190 option, which one are you going to choose? Well, the £90 option, of course, right? But what if I said to you, well, you don't actually have to pay that and you can get it for free, but you can pay us £90 if you would like to? What are you going to do? You're going to utilize that damn free insurance until they tell you otherwise it's not free. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Now, for me, like I said, there's only two choices moving forward. The community can choose to send a monthly gesture payment of 150 million LUNC, which is almost 50% less than what Hexagon are charging us, right? And this infrastructure is far superior. It's like I saw someone's analogy of comparing it with a genuine pair of trainers to a fake pair of trainers. They're not far wrong there. But like I said, there's two choices, right? And ultimately, what I solely believe in is these endpoint providers are doing this off of their own backs. It's totally up to them, and they've chosen to pursue these routes. They've chosen to do the noble thing, right? Don't pay any of them. Don't pay any of them. And nothing changes. Allnodes continue support, as I've stated. And like I said, a lot of people have put that into question. There's different validators. I think Lunc validators, saying cock and all sorts of stuff, and just throwing all of his toys out of the pram over me finding cheaper infrastructure, which is either cheaper or free. And we've got a choice to make as a community. And as a community, we should always be the ones to make that. It shouldn't be a deal that's done behind closed doors. It should always be put out in the open for a decentralized governance decision. And that is exactly what I've done. I followed governance procedures. When I was asked to go find cheaper endpoints, I found cheaper endpoints. All I have done is provide the LUNC community with the knowledge, the information that you so duly deserve to make actual decisions to help this blockchain move forward. So like I said, from my point of view, don't fund any of them. The support would continue for Allnodes and our chain can prosper. And until they say to us otherwise, they're not going to continue providing that for free. We should utilize it for free, because ultimately, right, the price is really low at the moment. But if we can continue this uptrend, we can continue to drive good sentiment, things are going to move back upwards, and their commission will start to relay out into a lot more. And it's the same with people like Hexagon. If we can rebuild the chain, we can restore the chain, we can get the price back up, people's commissions will start to cover everything, and you'll stop this leeching effect. But ultimately, right, for those people that are sitting there going, well, you're saying about not paying Hexagon and then you're paying this, you need to look at the proposal correctly and see that actually what I'm saying is don't fund either of them. But ultimately, if you chose to, it's nearly 50% cheaper. So without further ado, Allnodes have actually acknowledged this. They've stated we were promised compensation for our infrastructure by a third party, but it didn't follow through. We're still supporting the blockchain even without payment. We agree that if one provider is paid, we should be too, but our support will not stop regardless of the proposal outcome. Now, I'm not Allnodes, I'm HCC, and I stand by the belief that this chain needs time to grow, right? Yes, I'm the proposer. Yes, I'm the person putting this all forward, but all I'm doing is proposing choices for the community to decide from. It's insane that people would want to fund both because you just can't do that from a business aspect. And I get it. All nodes are totally honorable, and they're honorable for doing what they're doing currently, because after Terra C Vita made them spin all of this up, they could have just shut it all down, and they didn't. They've never asked for payment, and it's time, if we're showing one group of people a load of like kind gestures and really supporting them, then that shouldn't be an injustice between, one group and another. There's a lot of people saying, oh, well, they're getting tens of thousands of dollars from their commission. They're not. They're getting very, very little. It doesn't equate out into that much anymore. You've got to think that every validator has running costs. They've got staff, they've got all these different things. You've seen it from Hexagon over the past God knows how long, but ultimately this answers a lot of people's questions. This answers the fact that the infrastructure is not going to stop. If the community choose not to fund Hexagon or Allnodes, the infrastructure is going to remain regardless. The chain lives on, and in fact, it has more money to spend. And like I said, this is all down to the community. It's down to you, and it's down to validators now to acknowledge this information, process it carefully, erase the emotion, and look at things from a business perspective. And from a business perspective, you would simply just utilize the free infrastructure until they say otherwise. It's quite clear at this point what we need to do. And I'm by the humble belief that, the community's not stupid. We've all been here for some time now, and we know when something good is in front of us. The reason why Allnodes have voted no to the fork upgrade is because they're not happy with the previous work. They don't want to go through that sort of thing again. And with the dynamic commission module coming, it's pretty pointless to even have this soft fork. So I totally get it. I really, really do. Sorry for the microphone bump there, folks. This is a really important time for us as a community, and for those, like I was saying, who think this is some kind of bluff, who have thought it's a bluff and have really bad-mouthed me on Twitter. They should be ashamed of themselves that they're wanting to spend more money, they're not wanting to save money, and simply just ignoring the actual facts that are there. And this has been one hell of a ride to get to this point, and all I've done is try to reduce our overall running cost, get a more smoother, more efficient system, decentralize things better, and we're achieving that step by step, and that's really important. Not many people are willing to step out and make themselves heard and stand up against other people for what they believe is right. And I just believe that this is what the best move we can make as a community right now. Reevaluate the situation, get the pay per milestone system in place, and then starting to think about what we're going to do with all of our funding. But ultimately, the core point of all of this right now is, if you don't fund them and you don't fund them, the infrastructure lives on through Allnodes. It does not matter. It's a hard lesson, right, for people who have relied on this blockchain for funding each quarter. It's a hard lesson that you must go out, you must build, you must develop things, and you must create an environment as to which you're giving and taking. It's not just a take situation. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all pans out. But ultimately, like I said, the decision comes down to the community as a decentralized governance decision. And that's so important moving forward, that we always do that. So for those who are like, it's pointless proposing this, it's not. It's a community, and this is what we should be doing. We don't want to see deals like Neblio or what the L1 did with Hexagon behind closed doors. We don't ever want to be like that. We want to address things properly. We definitely need to start acknowledging that Allnodes is actually a huge part of this community. And it saddens me that, the amount of hate they got from the Bilbo Baggins crew and all of that, when all they've done is be here time and time again. And anyone who's been treated like that up until this point, for example, Tobias, everybody who's been treated badly has left, and they haven't. They've just sat there in the background, being quiet, continuing to run infrastructure whilst other people run around telling lies, saying they don't even have archive nodes and all these different things. And oh no, it's not good infrastructure and this, that, and the other. I get it. We need third-party providers, but that shouldn't come at the cost of this blockchain. They should create an environment as to which they can cover their own running costs. And a lot of people are going to say, well, they can't. It's going to take time to do that. Well, guess what? Welcome to the club. This is what we've all had to do. We've all had to build from scratch. We've had to figure out a way to try and get the benefits of the blockchain to our community and move forward in a progressive manner where everybody prospers and not just one person. I think that's so important moving forward. Folks, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I'm sorry about my voice going on and off. It's a real tough time for me at the moment with everything I've got going on with this plate in my mouth. Absolutely insane. But Friday tomorrow, it's a big day. We'll have to see how things pan out. But honestly, my best outcome from this is neither one of them get funded and we move forward as a community. There's so many people have said about shaking the dead weight. Let's shake the dead weight. Let's do it. We've been provided with the opportunities that, no one else is going to stick their neck on the line to do something like this. They're simply not going to oppose other people and risk getting attacked in the same manner that other people are. The difference is I don't care what people think. I don't care if my VP goes up or if it goes down. I don't care. What I care about is this blockchain and ensuring that we've all got a future as to which not only we can benefit, but our children can benefit and our children's children can benefit. We need to self-regulate. We need to ensure we're cutting costs at every corner. We need to make sure we're streamlining things, utilizing things to the best of our ability. And that's all I've done here. Nothing more, nothing less. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, show Allnodes some love, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Ciao.